Hey fellow craft nerds, it's Liz, the official craft nerd, and I have got a new, quick, easy Christmas decor video for you today. So let's dive into DIY number one. So for this first project, I am using a pack of the ornaments from Dollar Tree. I believe these came in a pack. It was an odd number. It wasn't 6. I think it was like 7 in a pack. And they had these really pretty gold ones that I think I had these actually from last year. And I really wanted to make this just Christmas tree shape with the bulbs. So what you see me doing here is just gluing all the bulbs together. Now what I did do is I was popping off all of the hanger tips. So it leaves kind of a little tiny hole in there, but I'm using those, gluing it towards the bulbs themselves or towards the back. Then I found this wooden cube, also from the Crafter's Square at Dollar Tree, and thought it would make a perfect base for this tree to sit on. And just the finishing touches on it, I have this little piece of burlappy ribbon that had some gold flecks in it. I've used this ribbon many times before. I believe I've gotten this from Michael's. And I just thought it just added just that extra touch that this little tree needed. And what you don't see me do, but you see it in the final product, is I took the actual gold strings that were used to hang the ornaments and kept them together and put them on as a bow on the front of this. And you can kind of see that down there. You guys, I love this. I think it's so simple, so easy to do, and super glam. Okay, for DIY number 2, you're going to take some of these Dollar Tree canvas boards. They come in a 2-pack, and you're going to paint it black. And I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in ink to give these both a good coat and completely have them covered. What I'm doing next is I'm going to take one of those ornaments and I'm going to cut it in half. It does take a little bit of finessing, but you do get those bulbs to pop open. It isn't perfect, so it does break a little bit. You will have to trim it up, which is what I'm doing here. But once it was cleaned up enough, I sanded it down a little bit so it wasn't all kind of wonky. I wanted to go ahead and get it glued onto the canvas. Now I knew it wasn't going to look good if I just glued it with, directly onto the bulbs. So I took one of those little cubes, also from the crafters section at Dollar Tree, and put it on the inside bottom just to give it something to glue to. That way it would hang tight on the canvas and not have all the extra glue stuff all over the place. I'm gluing these down so that the holes are open up at the top, because again, I'm still going to have this look like it was a, hanging ornaments that are hanging, on a picture. So I'm taking the little ornament hanger that was on the bulb originally, and I cut that in half, and I'm gluing that down on the top of each of my bulbs. So literally you're getting 2 bulbs out of 1 for this project, which is fantastic. And once I get both of those down, I'm going to get some twine because I do want to have that for my hangers. Now I am going to make some bows because why wouldn't I make some bows? Got to put bows on these things, you guys. So you see me here just kind of making a couple little quick finger bows. And then I'm going to take some of the strands of twine that I have left over, and I'm using that to glue my hangers for my ornaments. So what I did in record here, after I put the bows on, I put a couple of those blocks behind the canvas so it would give it kind of a kickstand, so it'll stand up, because you could hang these up, or I preferred to have them standing up. So I don't know, in the end project, this is probably one of my favorite ones I've done so far. It's a cute little accent piece and I absolutely adore them. You have to tell me what you think. Okay, and now DIY number 3. So for this one, I wanted to use these hats that I got from Dollar Tree, and they were the red and black buffalo check, and it had the fur. Now, I initially bought these for the fur because I knew I could do gnomes with those, and those are very popular. And y'all, I bought all these hats and literally made like one gnome. So, yeah, I figured I want to use this material though. And in my mind, I just saw these material trees, very rustic, and the red and black goes with my decorations this year. So I just took some junk leftover foam board that I've had, and I thought I'm just going to cut some wonky looking trees. I don't need them to be perfect. That's not what this was about. I just wanted to have that relative shape, and I'm just putting that up inside that hat because the hat already has the shape, you know, it's already triangular. So all I did after that was, you know, just kind of fold this fabric over and kind of glue it down. Now, it was a little bit of a work because, you know, there was so much, there's 2 layers of fabric there, and I probably should have took the inside out, but I figured I didn't want any of the board showing through the buffalo check part, so I left it with the 2 layers. So you kind of have to finesse it a little bit and put a lot of glue and everything, but all that crappy looking stuff is going to be in the back, so you won't see it, so no big deal. I'm leaving the tips open because you'll see what I do at the end, but what I'm doing here, these are the branches or wood, log, little things, whatever. They're from the Dollar Tree, and I'm actually just using them with some of my Arteza ornaments that I still have on hand. And like I said, I've ordered from them before, and those wood rounds, they last forever. So those are going to be my base for my tree. And once I have them all glued down, and of course I'm finessing it here to make sure that it's staying and looking good. Okay, so after everything is on its trunks, I'm going to go ahead and decorate these. What I wanted to do is use the twine to kind of give it a garland look. And so I'm going to wrap the twine around all of my trees just a few times, securing them back on the back side with a little bit of hot glue. It doesn't need to be super tight. I wanted it kind of to look, you know, like garland does, just kind of loosely draped around the tree. And I thought this looks perfect. I mean, you could leave it just with the twine itself and not add anything additional to it. But of course, I always have to keep on adding. So I do add more to this once this is completely done. So I'm also going to take a star sticker that is from the stickers from the Dollar Tree that they have this time of year, and I am going to put that gold star right on top of my tree. It's going to hide that little cut up opening. So I'm using some leftover berries from another garland that I had laying around, and I love these because they were larger and they were a deeper red color than a lot of the garlands that I have. So I wanted to add these like little Christmas bulbs to all of my trees, and I don't know, you guys, I absolutely loved how this turned out. Okay guys, and now DIY number 4. This is a charger plate. I got a few of these on clearance after the holidays last year, And I loved it, of course, because it's sticking with my red and black checkered theme. And I painted the center with my Waverly chalk paint and ink. And because initially I wanted to do a chalkboard center, but I cannot find my actual chalkboard paint. So this will just do as is. But there's so many different things you can do with these charger plates, you guys. Like, I've seen so many ideas, but this is what I came up with. I wanted to really use one this year. Using those little garland arm pieces from Dollar Tree, I did a circle around the middle. And then I'm also going to take some of that garland berry stuff that I have too, and I'm putting that around the middle as well. And just using a little bit of glue here and there to keep it down. Just giving it that extra little pop of red, I guess. Then I'm taking one of these ornaments from Walmart that I had on hand and kind of just glued it down in the middle. And then I wanted it to look like it was sort of hanging from the top of this plate. And you can see I'm just kind of knotting it up just to put it up there. And of course, I'm not going to leave that just open like that. I'm going to have to add more things. So again, I'm taking some leftover leaves from another Christmas garland that I had somewhere. This one had just a little bit of sparkle. It was a little bit different color. I thought it would add, a real pretty contrast here. So I'm just kind of gluing a bunch of leaves down, and then some of the berries that I have around, because you guys, I've got so much leftover Christmas garland floral things that it's crazy. Just trying to use them up at this point. And once I have all of that down, I'm going to go ahead and add some of these leaves just going around the plate itself, just to continue on with that color and make sure it just all kind of works together. And it was as easy as that, you guys. And you could do this with any charger plate, with any kind of florals. There's so many ideas. I mean, literally hop on Pinterest. You will find 1,000,001 ideas for charger plates. But this was mine, and it's cute. I think it's adorable. It's going to be up this year for Christmas in my home. So I don't know, you guys. I love it. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you're new here, I hope you stick around and hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. It notifies you every time I upload. Take care, guys.